Here we are again, now with the explanation of chemical calculations exercises problem 1, the combustion of magnesium. The flash of an old photo camera used to contain magnesium powder. A combustion reaction, so a basically burning reaction, would take place, allowing the magnesium to react with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. Now, step 1, as usual, writing down the balanced reaction equation. So that's magnesium, the Claudia rule does not apply, plus oxygen, Claudia rule, forms magnesium oxide. And some of you had troubles. Why is that magnesium oxide MgO? Magnesium is in group 2, oxygen in group 6, so it has a valency of 2 as well. So valency 2, we get 2, 2, but that's we can simplify to 1, 1, and then we get magnesium oxide like that. Okay, now we need to balance 2 and 2 over here. I'm going to skip question B because most people had difficulties with question C, and the same calculations will be made. So question C reads, which is the limiting reagent when you have 8.5 grams of magnesium, so 8.5 grams, and remember also that last zero is important. It's got to do with significancy of magnesium, and 6 grams of oxygen. So, and the question is, so this is given, and what the question is, which one is the limiting reagent or reactant? And then, which reagent is in excess and how much is that excess? Now, first of all, you need to understand what is limiting reagent and excess, and that's explained in unit 5.3. Limiting reagent basically means that it's the substance in our reaction that stops our reaction. So it limits our reaction. It can be magnesium. Say that at 8.5 grams, they stop the reaction and there will be oxygen left over, so oxygen in excess. Or the other possibility is that the 6 grams of oxygen are limiting, that stop the reaction, and there will be magnesium left over. Think back of the explanation of when I want to bake a cake and I have butter and eggs and sugar and flour. Now, sugar and flour I've always got in excess, always got loads, but I might have a limited amount of butter or a limited amount of eggs. So those are my limiting reagents. Now, how do we find out which one is the limiting reagent? Now, we have to check the two options. So actually, we can just do one calculation, but let's say that magnesium is the limiting reagent. So that means that the 8.50 grams of magnesium will react fully. Will react fully with the oxygen. But how do we know that? So first of all, now we need to follow our calculation procedure. We take the MR value, which we have calculated or given before. In this case, the AR value of magnesium, 24 grams per mole. See, I didn't leave space here, so it's difficult to write here. So I'm putting it on the side. And then we have the MR value of oxygen. That's 2 times 16, 32 grams per mole. And in this case, I do not need magnesium oxide, so I'll leave that. Back to the 8.50 grams. I'm now going to calculate the amount of mole. So divide that by 24. We get 8.50 divided by 24 gives us 0.35 mole of magnesium. Now, the mole ratio of magnesium to oxide is 2 to 1. So I need to take that 0.35 and divide that by 2. Equaling 0. And then I'll just like to write down an extra number here. It just feels better. So 0.177, again, mole of oxygen. Now, I still don't know if it's enough, so I have to go back to the amount of grams. Another possibility to say, okay, how many mole is that 6 grams? It doesn't matter which way around you do. I'm going to now write that the 0.177 multiplied by 32 is my MR value, that equals 5.67 grams of oxygen. So what does this number actually mean? I'm going to just take another pen because this one is not writing anymore. It basically means that 8.50 grams of magnesium need 5.67 grams of oxygen to react fully. And we have 6 grams of oxygen available. So the amount that we need, amount needed, is smaller. I was almost making a mistake. Smaller than the amount available. That means that the oxygen is in excess and the magnesium is the limiting reactant. And then it also asks us how much is that excess. So that is simple. Then the excess is the amount available minus the amount needed. 6 grams minus 5.67 grams, and that is by heart, or from the top of my head, 0.33 grams of oxygen. Always put your substance there. So that we check the question, which is the limiting reagent? Now that we have answered, that's magnesium. When you have 8.50 grams of magnesium and 6 grams of oxygen, which reagent is in excess? That's the oxygen. And how much is that excess? We've answered all the questions. So I hope now was clear how you follow all the steps, actually step 1 till 9. Oh no, and 10. We have checked the answer. You now should understand what the limiting reagent is, what excess is, and I wish you good luck with the other questions.